Hello and welcome to the Old Man Orange Podcast. I'm Spencer Scott Holmes.
And I'm Ryan Dunnigan, and we've reached 700.
Yeah, 700 episodes, and it just happens to be at Christmas time, so we're going to do Batman like you expected, except for it's Batman Silent Night, which I love. It's like, okay, it's Batman's the title, but like, who's sitting in the fucking dead center?
Yeah, Superman, like he's reading a story to a kid. I think it's from John Kent, maybe. But
I think so. Just, he's just like, hey, don't mind me, guys. I'll just set myself up in the front,
couple of things for this. So it's episode 700. For 700, for something like the big episodes like that, we usually want to do something big, but we're having trouble lining up on like, okay, Christmas, but what's Christmas that's big enough that we haven't already done, haven't already talked about, that is also like, you know what I mean? Just something kind of lining up with that. And then at the same time, it was just like, I don't know if there's anything that's really Christmas that really solidifies a 700, but at the same time, we're like, well, we do Batman a lot. So Batman Christmas comics that we have not read yet. And I'm going to be 100% honest before we get too far into this. I looked this one up and I saw like a comic, like a YouTube summary of it. And I watched like the first few minutes of it. And this isn't a big spoiler because this is one of the first like 4 pages or something. Batman meets Santa Claus. He says like, Chris, it's been a while. Like Robin's like, wait, you know Santa Claus? He's like, yeah, we trained together. He taught me a few tricks I still use to this day. I'm like, okay. I'm in. And then unfortunately past that point, the story was just kind of like, aside from maybe a couple of moments, it was just kind of like, it is what it is. It's all right. It's kind of just like it's very like a passive kind of read, unfortunately. Like you have a couple moments kind of like that, but I feel like just getting this out of the way, because we wouldn't have picked this unless it was like, something we don't pick things if we don't like them generally, unless and not that I dislike it. I just kind of like, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, I kind of wish we did something else, because it is just kind of more of a fun passive. I think it starts off really strong.
Yeah, no, I see what you mean. I mean, like, being a Christmas one, I wasn't expecting, like, oh, shit, this is going to be that Batman story. Like, oh, man, it's like, it's up there, you know what I mean?
I wasn't expecting, like, Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo, or, like, like Long Halloween, or something like that. I wasn't expecting something that tier. But the way it started off, I'm like, okay, it's Christmas, it's Batman. It was surprisingly kind of funny at the beginning. And then it got kind of like, yeah, all right, no, it's fun. It's fun enough. It's good enough. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, I mean, like when I was first rolling into this comic and you're flipping through and you're getting there, before the book even starts, there's this like alternative cover on there which just has this pervy looking Santa with Zatanna sitting on his lap. And I was like, oh, this is how we're starting it. Okay, here we go. Santa's like, oh.
I feel like the jokes are too obvious to go there. Just like, how do you nice? Oh, but like at the same time, it's just like, yeah, because they have a bunch of alternate covers of like this very Norman Rockwell looking Santa, usually with like one of the DC girls at some point, like Wonder Woman with the lasso. Is like, oh shit, like so.
The other one that's really weird is there's a Black Canary one, but the way that they drew her, so she's still in her normal Black Canary outfit, but she looks like she's like 8 years old. Her face.
Oh shit!
And then she's got a gift, so she's got a megaphone and whatnot like that. I don't know, like that was one of those ones. It was a really bizarre. It's like issue 3 has that alternative cover.
Yeah, and going into this, oh god, sorry, yeah.
And I was just gonna say, it's like I remember I just looked at them like that's a really like the Zatanna one, like she at least looks like she's an adult with that. It looked really weird with the Black Canary.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those things where maybe I'll come across it later, but yeah, because I'm flipping through it right now. But at the same time,
there it is, right there.
Oh yeah, that is fucking.
Her face is like super
looks
young.
Like that fucking Megan doll thing,
Yeah, that's exactly what she looks like. It's so fucking bizarre, but she's still got the normal Black Canary outfit. It's not like she's dressed like a kid. That's the weirdest fucking shit right there.
That's fucking off-putting. Yeah.
In this Christmas story, it's not saying this Christmas story is kind of like a hard PG-13. People die, there's violence and all that stuff. It's not just like, oh, let's tell some old-timey stories of, everyone's favorite Christmas. Batman's like, fuck Christmas. I don't want to talk about it. The last time it was good, I was 9 years old. I was a boy. I was young. I was innocent.
I had a Super Nintendo. Life was good. I got Dinotopia that Christmas. I'll never forget.
And then Clark's like, I had a lot of good Christmases. He shut the fuck up, Clark.
Here's the thing. I honestly look at this from just their interaction, like the Batman opening thing, like the thing like, been a long time, Chris, like some Snake Plissken type shit. Like that, like, okay. Let's see where this goes. And like, Robin's like, wait, what? Like, I'm not gonna lie. First issue, I was really into this, but then it just kind of became like, I don't know. I think a lot of the funny and clever things happen there. I think like a better version of this would have been Superman interacting with Santa Claus majority of the time, because Superman is like Santa Claus's biggest fan. He always refers to him as Sir and this and that. It's like, I'll never forget what you asked for Christmas. You wanted a coffee pot for your parents. And like, there's this little thing, this little quirk that Santa has whenever he sees one of the heroes. He says like their last name and their street and so, like their address, and remembers maybe a toy or whatever it is they asked that year for Christmas. And like, so there's things like that I like, and it's like, it's weird. Like, because I'm thinking back on it, because I actually kind of read the first half earlier in the week and the later half like just yesterday, and it's one of those things like when I starts off, I think I'm thinking I remember being fun, but then when it kind of goes, it just kind of turns into like, I know all superhero stuff. Eventually, there's the boom, pow, lasers, and explosions and shit, but it all just kind of runs together for like the last issue or two for me. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know what I think it sort of is okay, once again, I'm going to refer to this.
Maybe I'm putting too much stock into this. I don't know.
The title says Batman dash Santa Claus Silent Night. And then by about issue 2, everybody and their mother from the Justice League starts showing up. And I think that kind of dilutes it a bit. If it was just Superman and Batman, that would be fine. But the fact that like everybody starts like hot girls here, the Green Lantern's here, some new Green Lantern, because every 5 years they seem to have
Joe, that she's from Far Sector.
Yeah, so they start having that, literally Green Arrow, Black Canary show up,
Blue
like
Beetle.
everybody, Blue Beetle. There's just like there's almost like way too many people for 4 issues, and it just ends up kind of diluting the Batman story. Because at first, like Batman, you're like, okay, there's Batman, there's Nightwing, there's Barbara, there's Damian. Now, that's like enough right there. And the fact that Batman's like, yeah, me and Chris go back, oh yeah, I remember the '70s.
They were putting on the Jim Croce Christmas album. Herb Halbert and Tijuana Brass Christmas album. Oh, those were some good times.
There was Green Lantern, Green Arrow traveling heroes. Well, back in that same time period, it was Batman and Santa Claus traveling kick-ass heroes. That's right. Fuck you, Green Lantern.
All the way to Valhalla. I do appreciate when they go in, because I feel like it's this thing they do now whenever they do try to like badassify Santa Claus. They do this thing where they make him like, okay, let's start reaching into like, even if like his ties to like Norse mythology or like Celtic shit is very kind of loose, because I think Santa Claus, the real life Saint Nicholas, was a Spaniard, I believe. I think, if I remember correctly. I might be wrong there, but and even in Netherlands, Sinterklaas, who they say is one of the original versions of Santa Claus, he was from Spain.
Yeah,
and the whole thing with him is, he had a boat, and he was kind of a fusion of Santa and Krampus, because he's like, generally he's cool with kids, but if you're bad, he doesn't call his buddy Krampus to throw you in the bag. He throws you in the bag himself. He beats you and says, "You're going to fucking Spain." So
no kid wants to go to Spain.
No. Well, in Europe, probably at that time, not a whole lot of kids did want to go to Spain.
No, because that's when Spain was like the dominant country of like pretty much the bad guys. It's like every old movie before like World War II, Spanish are always the bad guys. It was like finally, probably I feel like Spain, once that the Nazis came around, they're like, whew, at least they won't be killing us anymore.
We're off our ass finally. I mean,
Yeah, I know Inquisition, slave trade. I mean, we did some shit.
Yeah, granted, we were still bad guys in World War II's, but let's be honest, we were like,
Yeah, we were still allied. Well, we thought they were going to win. I'm just saying. I was picking. It was that or England. Did it look like England was going to win? Let's be honest.
but we weren't Bowser. We were like Iggy. Okay, we were. Don't lump us in with the worst of the worst.
Yeah, exactly.
We weren't M. Bison. We were like Vega or Balrog. Okay.
At the end of the day, we're just henchmen.
Yeah.
You didn't see the U.S. drop an atom bomb on us now.
You want some tapas?
Yeah, don't be bad. We'll bring you back here. Believe me, kids don't want to come to Spain.
They hate tapas. Kids hate tapas.
Yeah, and then they're going to have to listen to someone's granddad pull out the acoustic guitar and...
Kids just look at them like, shit.
We got Guitar Hero.
So
but yeah, they mentioned Santa Claus even in this book, because there's a point where Santa Claus here, and he's got in this version, Santa Claus, they're giving him like I think they're doing that fusion thing, because so much of the Christmas stuff I think comes from the Norse stuff, but it's all like random ass elements like the tree and all those things like that, and the Yule tiding
pagan
stuff.
shit. I think they bring in the pagan shit because really, I mean, I'm not trying to be all like 2014 Reddit atheists here, but Jesus wasn't born on Christmas. Jesus was actually born somewhere in spring, and Christmas was placed over basically to absorb the solstice and all that. So it used to be like, hey, let's light this tree on fire and fuck around it, and now it's like, hey, it's a mistletoe, you have to give it a kiss. Oh, isn't that silly? And then oh, a snowman, and it used to be like, dude, if you go outside, there's a fucking Yule Cat, there's fucking Krampus, there's ghosts everywhere. We gotta stay warm and fuck to ensure the future. That's what Christmas used to be. So it got kind of a little softer. It got a little softer, and they incorporate some of that into the Santa, and they kind of they don't try to do the thing like, oh, the elves are silly creatures just for the sake of silly creatures. Like, no, there's some other kind of Celtic creature that taken refuge for Santa, and they help him in his quest, because he's basically this great huntsman and slayer to these creatures that break through through Valhalla, not through Valhalla, but through Midgar or whatever. Not Midgar. What's
Midgar's Earth.
Yeah, Asgard.
Yeah.
The DC version of Asgard.
Yeah, yeah. All of a sudden, it's pops up there. It's like, okay, we need to fit some stuff there. Yeah, fuck Thor over at Marvel. We're gonna put our own in the Santa Claus issue.
The DC version of Asgard, they would the 25th of December is where the barrier was weakest, so that's maybe where they would come through, and Santa would come through, and Krampus and Santa were bros, but Krampus would scare the they would play good cop bad cop. Santa Krampus would scare the kids. And I'm gonna eat you if you fucking do bad shit. And Santa's he's just a fucking dumbass. Here's a wooden boat. Sorry about that. So you'd smooth it out with toys, and that's how it all happened. And I think that's interesting enough. I do think it's kind of interesting how because that is the thing that comes into play sometimes, where Krampus and Santa work together.
Yeah, no. Well, that's the thing. The story starts off kind of interesting. I like the concept of Santa Claus being this kind of warlord monster hunter that goes out but does the right thing.
Yeah.
But he's like, I keep the monsters at bay. I put them in the negative zone or whatnot. And I hide them out
zone.
there. Or the Phantom Zone. Yeah.
He puts them in a section of the Phantom Zone, which I thought was. I mean, the way they incorporate it is interesting. But yeah.
Yeah, no. I think that there's a lot of that cool stuff there and so on. And yeah, how he was working with Krampus and whatnot. And just he goes out and, scares the children. Then Santa Claus goes, it's going to be okay. It's all like that. It's like an act,
Yeah.
I always still like how I remember Arnold Schwarzenegger talks about in his book how just the guys of Austria got really into going out and scaring the children and for his dressing up as Krampus. But there's got to be some guy just gets all hammered up. He's like, don't you take this away from me. This is the only time of year I get to run around with a stick and chase these children, these fucking kids.
It's the only time I. Go ahead.
These damn kids that come by and pee on my fucking white fence and watch it turn a different color.
Well, if you got a reason for that, like if you're just like some guy who's like, I really need to like get on a child's window sill and just like crack at the window, go and like point at him, like issues. But if like you got like all this rage built up, like this kid keeps on like letting his dog shit in my yard, like I get it, because there's some like fucking little asshole that I've never seen him, and I'm not that old man get off my porch phase, but I'm becoming that already. Like every week, like candy wrappers end up in our front yard, and I'm just like, this isn't candy we eat or anything, and I'm just looking like it can't always be just candy wrappers. Sometimes there's just blow in here, so I'm just like, there's got to be some little fucker coming by, just being like, like throwing that shit in. So when you say like Austrians go out and they like dress up like the devil and like scare kids they don't like, I'm like, well, if you can't beat them, then I mean, this is the next best thing, right?
Yeah, so you can go out and just put the fear into them.
Yeah, tell them they're going to hell, and plus they're not getting any presents. And no presents, yeah, no presents, and hell, no presents, yeah, so.
And worse than hell, Spain.
Anything but Spain, anything but. And again, I guess it's Santa Claus here, so I guess yeah.
So you could send them to Spain.
Krampus
At some point, they think Spain goes, whoa, stop sending your bad kids to us. We're not Australia here. We're not a prison colony. What are we supposed to do with all these kids? They're just lined up here. They got nowhere to go.
All these Dutch kids riding around on their fat bikes. Yeah.
They fat bikes like the ones with the tires?
Yeah, the big thing they have, big fucking problem here, and this is where I would be an old man about it. I don't give a fuck. They're like basically these chunky ass bikes with these big fat tires, and they're kind of lightly motorized. But the thing is, they're very easy, very, very easy to like modify and get those things up to 65. So you got like people with undeveloped brains like pulling like 45 down a bike lane or cutting corners on like a sidewalk when you're like walking your dog or your kid, so it's just one of those things where it is like very, very, it does turn you into like old man McGillen, like shaking your fist at a kid very quickly. There's none of those things where you're just being kind of like, let kids be kids. When it comes to the fat bikes, I'm like, no.
No, you're going to go like fucking Indiana Jones in Last Crusade and fucking take your old man cane and stab in their front tire.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, are they electric as well, too?
They're electric, yeah.
So that means they come by you almost like silently. It's not like a motorcycle coming up behind you. You can actually hear it from a mile away.
Yeah. There's a time when I would walk my kid and my dog, I wouldn't wear my headphones. I don't wear my headphones now because when I walk my kid and my dog, because, you would have, because you just be, and all of a sudden just cut a corner, just like the fuck, you just pull back, and now like, and people like they're here for Batman, but now they just hear me complaining about like this shit.
the children
of the Netherlands. Here, listen to an American complain about like Dutch children.
They'd be like, I'll take you all to Spain. There is no Spain. Some Americans loaded up 500 kids, and he says he's taking them to Spain. And he's also got a bunch of electric bikes and like a trailer behind it, so I don't know what that's all about, but
I'm just gonna go Grinch with it, just like get my dog, tie like a single horn to her head, sneak into all the Dutch kids' houses with fucking fat bikes, just throw them on, and on top. He got to the tallest mountain in all of the Netherlands. It was 5 feet tall. He was about to push it off the hill. Then the sun came up. All the Dutch people came out singing, Das Hof Forest, Das Hof Forest. He pushed it down anyway. He didn't give a shit.
He took care of that problem.
And the hill is only 5 feet tall, so what can you do,
Okay, well, you can pull you can break the levees and just flood it all.
In my own house? Nah, fuck that.
Yeah, I guess you gotta get, you're like, but he escaped. You just get the up thing going, put a bunch of fucking balloons out and everything like that.
Perhaps.
There goes the American! Flying away. He broke all the levees.
How do you know? It's all they're all red, white, and blue. They're all red, white, and blue balloons. Well, our flag is red, white, and blue too. Oh shit! I mean, it's the shade.
Yeah, so is the French flag too. So maybe he's going there.
Yeah. Anyway,
Batman. He comes in, he stumbles across a bunch of murdered carolers and so on like that. And I do like that scene at the beginning because it's like those guys like, hey, it's just enough caroling for tonight. It's starting to get cold, it's snowing harder. And that one guy's like, no, we're singing another fucking tune. You guys are all gonna join in. I own your fucking asses.
You signed the union contract. We're not done yet.
You start caroling. You fucking start this caroling up right now. So God, I will beat your fucking ass right here in the snow in front of your children. Those aren't my children. Doesn't matter. They're going to be scarred for life by the time I'm done with you. Sing the fucking song.
I will say that when it starts off kind of like a dark Batman mystery. And I thought it was going to be the story about like Batman and Santa and the Bat family tracking down Krampus. I figured you probably, because of the cover, I figured there'd probably be like a superhero they bump into, maybe like one superhero per issue or something like that.
Yeah, like a little guest character like Zatanna in one, Superman in another, and so on.
Green Lantern, another one, maybe something like that. And then like it starts off like, okay, so this is gonna be like a Batman like mystery, but set during Christmas Eve, and they're tracking down Krampus. So this could still kind of fit itself into being kind of a horror story. But it doesn't really fit itself into a horror story. It fits itself more into this big, grand, epic. And it turns out that I don't really think there's a whole lot here because Krampus is like, wow, he's way more eloquent. He used to just be this little like giggle gremlin that was like barely fucking illiterate, So now it's just like he looked more scary than he actually was. And now he's like, we will burn them all the children will be ours from, and he's going and getting these different creatures, I'm assuming are from different parts of Norse mythology and Celtic lore. Actually, no, definitely, because they get fairies from like a fairy mountain in Scotland.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, no, everything's very Norse, I think. That like this is like Santa Claus if he's like straight up, from Asgard.
Yeah. So in that way, it's kind of cool for a little while. Then at some point, there's a part to clarify from the beginning. I didn't dislike it. It just for 700, I was hoping this book would be a little cooler to come in on. But at the same time, it does feel like a Christmas special. You'll enjoy it. You'll kind of chuckle a little bit in some parts. Like, oh, does it bring Christmas cheer? Like in some parts, yeah, kind of.
And that's kind of how I felt when I read it too. I felt like for a Christmas book, it's decent enough. I don't know. There was that one. I think it was Grant Morrison did this like 10 years ago. That one was called Claus or whatever. I know it's not a Batman book, but like
Viking Santa.
I'm pretty sure.
Santa.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was Grant Morrison. It's been a while. I think I got all. There was only like 6 or 8 issues or something like that. I remember getting all of them. I remember that being kind of cool because that was like that time period where you started having like, we're gonna have serious Christmas, everybody, and it felt like he was kind of first to the party doing that sort of thing.
I'm for that because the one we're talking about doing, we can talk about this briefly because it is really short, but I'm not sure.
Which ironically, it's probably not. It's only like 10 pages shorter than this book.
Yeah, in all honesty, yeah. But
because when you said that, I was like, oh yeah, like that Batman. We're talking about doing Batman Noel, and I was like, well, I saw it was like 98 pages. Well, this one's like 110 pages, and it's got a lot of extra covers, so I'm pretty sure this one's probably the same length.
Because I looked that one up and like that one is kind of more like a Christmassy spirit kind of thing, but I think would have like probably maybe not as got as much funny mileage out of it. But that one is basically a Christmas Carol, but Batman, but not in like a Batman's visited by a different ghost. Like it still fits the plot of a Batman story, but characters are in place of like Ghost of Christmas Past, present, future, and corresponding events where Batman is more or less Scrooge, and Bob Cratchit is a struggling criminal low on options who's trying to just get his kid like food for Christmas basically, and he's willing to like basically like, yeah, I gotta track around this Bob Cratchit fuck. I'm gonna try to see where he takes me, and then like call the cops in, have him get arrested the next day. That's Christmas. What's your fucking point, Alfred? You know, so, and then that's kind of like that's kind
I
of
pay my taxes. Sir, you don't pay taxes.
Shut the fuck up, Alfred. Shut up. Jet's not going to pay for itself, you know. And then like, and then like basically Jacob Marley is in place. Like Ghost of Jason Todd is sort of in place of Jacob Marley because now like more of like a memory of Jason Todd kind of in a way, and he interacts with Catwoman, who reminds him of the fun old days. Later, while chasing down the Joker or someone, he trips and falls and gets hurt, and he's interacted by Superman, who's just like, look at Gotham City. Isn't Gotham City still beautiful at Christmas time? There's your friend Jim. Let's fly by Jim Gordon's house. He's having coffee. Like, hey, Jim, you like that Batman fuck, right? Oh, he's a good guy. That guy fucking sucks. Oh, he's a good guy. Well, let's talk shit on you, Bruce. I think you got to shape up, you know? Like that kind of shit. And then Ghost of Christmas Future is Joker because he gets one over, tries to bury him. Batman gets out and manages to save the day. Bob Cratchit gets a gun on Joker and Batman talks him down, and Bruce Wayne gives him a job the next day and sends some Christmas gifts to him. So
yeah, that one sounds much better. Like by far.
It was really good. It was really good. So I'm just like, shit, we should have done this one.
Yeah, exactly. That one did. As I said, this other one.
I'm not doing a credit.
It's not bad, but I think it's that thing because I was hoping to go into a Batman story, and then when I kind of realized it was just anybody and everybody who decided to take the fucking card and show up, you know, I was like, oh, okay. Sometimes when you get too many characters in there, it can dilute it. Like, I mean, I like to have a handful of characters. I don't want just like a 1 and 2 character story, but this one just starts. It just keeps like bringing in more and more. If it was just like Batman, Zatanna, like Superman, like that would be cool. You know, like kind of maybe an oddball team, not
Yeah, especially because you got the 2 guys who hate magic, but they have a friend that's good with magic. It's Christmas. You got the bah humbug, and you got the 2 people that probably like Christmas for one reason or another. You know, like Santana has all the history. Like when Santana goes into her history of like these creatures or those creatures, or here's the exposition on Santa Claus, that's all pretty interesting. You know, like that was cool shit. And then she gets gooed or whatever, and she's out of it, and she's like, oh, I'm all healed now, you know. So I think it starts off strong, and then it's like entertaining enough as it goes on. But like you said, there's too many characters, and I feel like it would have been stronger as like even like Santa, like Clark's interaction with Santa is really good too. And how much of because there's even like they've always kind of hinted that like how much Clark loves Christmas through other mediums and other stories, and even in like the Justice League cartoon, there's the episode where Martian Manhunter comes home for Christmas because he has nowhere else to go, to the penthouse, and they're all talking about like the kids are like, oh yeah, we used to have to wrap like the presents with lead so Clark wouldn't peek. He's like, you mean Santa did? Like, right, Clark, Santa. So it's just like those kind of like really warm-hearted, like lovable Superman moments, you know?
Yeah, and I feel Pa Kent's like, hey, Mr. Manhunter, like, come on outside. I got something really cool. Got this huge bonfire. Oh, come on. You never seen a fire before? Come on. It's cool. Here, have a beer. Clark, I don't know what's up with your friend here. He's literally getting a little green in the gills here.
Clark, what's wrong with this your boyfriend you brought home for Christmas? I mean, I'm trying to be open-minded here, you know.
I know you and Lois were having a hard time, so it literally felt like you picked the first thing you saw walking out the door, but that's okay. I'm pretty open-minded for Kansas.
I'm trying really hard to be like, he can't even stand by a fire. I mean, what's going to happen if I throw a football at him, Clark? Like, Dad, it's not like that. He has trauma. Well, I have trauma. You're all, like, Ruth, like, Rugger Kent, let me tell you, that motherfucker, I know, Dad, he used to, like, beat you every morning with a fucking cane. I know. This is different. How is it different? His whole family fucking died. Well, that's no different than, like, my great-great-grandfather.
Trying to relate everything to him. I like the fact that, like, he's like, yeah, you used to beat me with a cane every day. Well, one time the cops actually came to stop it, and he just looked at him and said, don't you dare take this away from me. And the cops said, oh, we understand, and went on their merry way.
I like the idea of the cops. He just starts beating the cops. The cops have to drive away.
But yeah, you don't get Martian Manhunter in this, but you do get Miss Martian in this one here, just to throw in even more characters to throw, that are not going to get a whole lot of time.
I do appreciate the oddballness, like the collection of characters that are in it. Like, maybe just not for this story. You know what I mean? Because it is like a weird mixed match of characters. It's like if this was like your Justice League for like an arc or two, like, I think that would be pretty cool. But like for like what's going to be your Batman Christmas special, it feels just kind of like you said, there's too much going on. I do like the way that Cyborg looks though. He's only like one or two panels, but I like how Cyborg in like a brown leather jacket. Like I think that looks kind of cool. But like, I'm not sure if that's a current look he has, if it's just for this story. But aside because it's like the Bat family, mixed match members of the Justice League, in like half the Teen Titans basically. And
Yeah, it's got a bunch there. And then the other weird thing too is the artwork. I think like changes all, maybe not every issue, but like multiple times throughout. It's like what they couldn't just get. It's 4 issues. You couldn't just get one person to kind of like nail it down and so on like that. I get
yeah,
it. Like once you switch between graphic novels, you know what I mean. But like,
especially I think like the one where all the woman heroes were fighting in London, it looks like way more drab and way more serious and all that. They're like fighting harpies and shit like that. Like it didn't
yeah,
no longer look like a Christmas special for a second.
yeah, and that the overall the art, like all the artwork's good, but it's just it changes like a bunch in there. I mean, maybe it's an artistic choice, but it felt like it changed more often than you'd expect for 4 issues. That's just all I'm saying. You know.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's one of those things where because I don't want to just keep on re-saying the same thing over and over because there is stuff to like about it. Like I said, like the small passive like moments between uh, Santa Claus and Batman, or small passive moments between like Santa Claus and Superman. But like a lot of it, I mean, I actually do like the part when like Krampus captures Damien and he's just being kind of like fuck you, just like wait, what's actually gonna respond? What's he gonna respond with? And he thinks for a second, he's like, right. And he just starts becoming this kid who's crying, I want my dad, I'm sorry. And it's just like Krampus like, oh shit, what do I do? Like that right there. Like I was like, okay. I think that's and I think Damien was actually a good balance because sometimes he's too like I mean, he's arrogant. I expect him to be arrogant.
Yeah.
Sometimes he's too arrogant and way too like whatever. Well, he was a good balance of that and a good balance of like, I'm Robin. This is fun to do.
Yeah, he embodies that pretty well. And even the fact too is because once he's in there in that cage, he goes, "Oh, what was that book? That Zatanna was telling us this whole like story and everything like that and whatnot." And Batman didn't care to listen. He's like, here she goes again, talking her mumbo jumbo. And then
Harry Potter bullshit.
Yeah, here we go. She's gonna speak backwards. Ooh, it's gonna make it hard to read. It's gonna make me feel like I'm a special ed kid learning how to read for the first time. Yeah, that's right. Okay, and stuff. And I even like there's a part too where she's like, she goes on to explain that thing of like that concept from like the 1800s where like they had that theory that like whenever you died, it's almost like it took like a recording of like that last moment and stuff there and stuff, and. Batman's like, yeah, that ain't fucking real. She's like, well, yeah, because you don't know what to do. And then she does a spell on it, like, oh, look, there's a memory there. How about that?
I do like the thing about Batman and Santana, depending on the version, where it's always like Batman saying, magic's not real, magic's fucking stupid. Like, yeah, well, zoom. And like, yeah, well, it's just science is not explained yet, so you're fucked.
I feel like I like the team up of those two, but like they almost kind of bicker back and forth. They don't dislike each other, but they just like to put each other's like Zatanna could put down science, he could put down magic, and just like they go back and forth on that and so on like that. But they got to work together.
Well, the thing is, the thing I like about Batman and Zatanna's relationship, just from what I've read, I haven't read everything, but it's like, it is this bickering relationship. There is like a real friendship there, and even kind of like if it's the animated series, at least the potential potential love relationship, but potential romance.
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, it's also kind of like you just sort of like they can talk shit to each other, but they both can take it. But it never goes to like a we're actually mad at each other. It's more of like a passive kind of like oh, what are you gonna do? Pull a fucking rabbit out of a hat? Oh, what are you gonna do? Use a fucking magnifying glass? Just kind of like just things like very dismissive. Like they're like they both like, all right, you got me, I got you. Okay, cool.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's just like it's like that friendly, like you can almost like bust each other's balls in a sense.
Like like maybe to bring it back to something sort of Christmassy, I guess, kind of like Lethal Weapon, kind of like like Murdoch and Riggs and Murtaugh, like
Murdoch.
by movie, yeah, Riggs and Murdoch by movie 2 and 3, around that, they're when the relationships around that point.
Yeah, exactly. Where it's just like it's just fun, but then like yeah, you just guy talking it and so on, back and forth.
But
Yeah,
I
I
do
know.
think that I do think though that like yeah, this would have been better if they did just do like because I was happy to see Santana because I'm like okay, she's like I mean Christmas magic, sure, why not? I can see why you brought her here for this, but then she's out after the
Yeah,
first issue, so I'm like oh that seemed kind of like oh okay. I mean, and then part of it becomes a ticking clock for like we got to get her find the right spell to heal her before she's killed or whatever. And then from there, it's anyone just like, hey, we're here too. Like, oh shit, hey, Miss Martian, hi, Blue Beetle, hey, Joe, Green Lantern. So it's like it's like a number of things.
well, it's like, and I also want to say there's even a joke at the very end that like one of the last panels, like Flash finally shows up.
Oh yeah,
Just like there. Of course, Flash shows up, like doesn't do any fucking work, but comes to the fucking banquet where there's all the free food that Santa left out.
I think he was there. He helped fight the sea serpent somehow. That's the thing. There's a lot of just like little mini moments of like this group of characters helped fight the harpies. This group of characters fought the sea serpents. This group of characters there's just a lot of that kind of shit. There's so quick and passive, and it was basically Batman, Superman, and the Bat family, and kind of going everywhere with Santa Claus, and then there'd be other heroes there helping out.
Yeah, exactly. Because was at one point too, Superman also does get like taken over by
Yes.
Krampus for a second, and he becomes bad Superman. And for some reason, the only person that can like manifest kryptonite is Blue Beetle. So Batman's like chucks him up there to go do that, and then of course he uses all his energy. And he can't bring back, or he uses all his energy to create the kryptonite, and then he's like, "Well, I can't bring Superman back to life." It's like, "Oh, you're fucking useless. Go
Not
get
this
Blue Beetle
bad.
1. He would have been able to do both. Live up to the name, Blue Beetle 2.
Santa, give him cool this year. Krampus, I don't know, like do whatever it is you do. I don't know, rub your balls up and down his face. I don't know, whatever you do.
Yeah, get those jingle bell balls going on. Yeah.
But it's like,
Teabag him while he's down. He's got no energy.
but it's also like, what was it like? I mean, I didn't know that Blue Beetle. I knew he could make whatever weapon. I know he could form kryptonite. It's like, okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I learned something new right there. I was like,
Yeah,
oh, I
it's
guess
like-
that's a thing.
Can't say I didn't know. Yeah, I just thought he could form weapons and like shoot plasma. I didn't know he could actually make new like metamorpho or something. But yeah. I mean, as it goes on, it becomes just this big like these DC characters versus these mythical creatures that might have a Christmas tinge to them, or Celtic Viking tinge to them, something in that ballpark. And Krampus also, I guess a bigger thing, Santa Claus has this moment where he thought Krampus was actually going too far. Like Krampus was starting to go more in, like play more into the role needlessly. And then one day he's like, Krampus, where are the children? He's like, I ate them all. He's like, be gone, David. And like zaps him away. And the kids came out like, oh, he ate all our strudels or whatever, just like, oh shit, this is fucking awful. And the thing is, like, that's meant to be like a, man, I fucked up. I feel really bad about that. But that also seems like a kind of funny. Like of all the things it could have been, like I ate them, I ate them all. You ate them all. Like saps him, like oh no, he ate all our cookies. Like we could have got there another way. I think that's a little funny right there.
Yeah, just like, oh, he went for the whole box of toaster strudels. I just went to the store yesterday, you fuck.
Well, it's like he didn't know. He thought he meant he ate all the children or something. And then the idea of like Santa hears, are you like, oh, it was cookies. It wasn't children he ate. Like, oh, fuck, that's on me. I mean, that's a reason to feel really bad. That almost seems like something would be like in a comedy script, not like this thing like, this is my great, like, you know, it's like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a world event where it was something really like, it hit the second tower. It hit the second tower. And then like what hit the second tower? This egg, just
Well, dude, like there's that part in here where like Green Arrow, like or whenever Green Arrow talks to fucking Santa Claus for a second, he's like, "Sorry, Santa, for eating all the cookies." He's like, "Yeah, you were a rich prick kid. It's okay." Look where you came in life. I believed in you. I don't know about those hippy dippy days, but other than that,
it is what it is, you know. It was Green Arrow, you said?
Oh yeah, Green Arrow brings that up. Which actually, dude, speaking of like fucking hippie, there was this other Batman comic I was reading earlier this week that was, I think it might have been the first KGB or KG Beast issue. I'm not too sure, but it was 88. So it was like that time period.
Night of the Beast or whatever it's called.
Yeah, and KG Beast shows up to Gotham, and he's coming to the U.S. to kill everybody involved in the Star Wars program and whatnot. But dude, KG Beast just kills people like fucking left and right throughout Gotham, and like Jim Gordon's like, "Damn it, Batman, this is becoming a real issue here," you know. And now these CIA guys can't do fucking shit. Like it should just be me and you, Bats. We can take care of America together and whatnot. And there's a part where there's these like
a picture of Reagan.
There's like these protesters or something out there, and I think it must be Jason Todd robbing because he's got a lot of attitude and so on like that. But I don't know. But Jason Todd might be dead by this point. Shit. Well, if it's Tim Drake robbing, he's got a fucking lot of attitude. Let me just say that. And he looks down, and he's kind of like going like, "Oh, Batman, there's a bunch of..." They're like looking down from like the top. He's like, "Oh, there's a bunch of dirty fucking commies down there," and so on like that. You know, just fucking protesting and whatnot. And Batman goes, "Robin, I was there in the 60s, damn it. Some of these people are, you know, they're really like trying to fight for something good. Don't just call them a damn commie." And then he goes like, "Well," he almost like, I just picture his mind thinks like the Green Arrow back there. "Oh, maybe they are a little bit commies." Goes back to his binocular. But I don't know, it's like Robin just went off on it with like just such attitude. Like I'm not even giving it justice to like what he said. Like the way it was written was like really hilarious. And then of course the final issue is like, KG Beast, what's he doing now? He's going for President Ronald Reagan. The last on his list.
I remember that's pretty funny actually. That's pretty funny. I remember I have like those in a bundle. I've yet to read them, but I know I have that. Not like in a graphic novel, but like a bundle of like 4 or 5 issues, how many stories it is. I have those and sitting wrapped up, just waiting to be read. It's like, oh, this is I just got them at a flea market one time, and I was flipping through like, oh, this is the introduction to KG Beast, I think. You know, so what you're saying sounds kind of familiar. Is there a part where someone's writing and they're like decapitated with like a wire of like either on a motorcycle or something?
Yeah. That was in there. Because it's actually really violent. Like I was thinking for like 88, and like it still has like the comic books code on there. I'm like, wow, this is they're going to town.
Ad. The one I had, there's like a G.I. Joe ad right after that or something. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I kid you not. I thought it was really good. I was like, oh, this is awesome, and it just has that like fun patriotic feel to it. It's just Batman fucking like, I gotta go there and save it all. And like the CIA is kind of like, oh, we don't need fucking Batman showing up around here. Like he's not even on the payroll. Like they're getting all pissy and so on like that. Be like, yo, you don't know how to take down these kind of real criminals. Only Batman does. And well, Jim Gordon can come along too, I know he's just like, just a commissioner of a city, but you know what? These are world events here. Let's go, Jim.
I think it's funny sometimes. The way that seems like a very, like, I'm not going to say like crazy, like progress, like a very, like, super, like aggressive Batman, but it sounds like Batman who's being a little bit more like Robin, like protesting as a sacred American duty. But sometimes it kind of goes the other way. Like it depends on who's writing it. Because I remember around that time they actually had Death of the Family, and I was reading Death of the Family and not Death of the Family, Death in the Family, and there's the part where they're trying to figure out who Jason Todd's mother is, and for a second they think it's Lady Shiva of the League of Assassins, and they go to her and they're like, is this possibly your kid? Like, I don't believe he's my ilk. I would know if I saw, but I've laid with so many men I can't keep track. And then Batman has this like her words like shake him to his core, like, ooh,
grody,
premarital sex. Ah, that is what would Ron and Nancy say? Come on, premarital sex. You know, like.
Well, probably something Batman's going like, well, how many fucking just kids do you just have? Like, you just don't remember that part? Like,
deep down, it was probably something like that she has a bunch of bastard children. But I guess at the same time, though, it's a bigger deal for her. It's like she's not a guy. She's not a guy. Like, I probably got kids all over this fucking country. She know, like,
yeah, it's like, yeah, you're not fucking Vince Neil. Come on.
It's not like she's going out there like mass assassins and just like doing like mass assassins.
Hold on, just walks over to the corner. Oh, there goes another one. Cuts the cord right there, keeps going.
Just like away.
Just scurries out. Go, my child.
Learn to throw ninja stars and do backflips.
Yeah. It is kind of funny though also when like DC comics have almost like those real world events, because that always feels like a Marvel thing more than anything else to get really involved in that kind of stuff. Like almost like when Ronald Reagan comes to Gotham, it's like, well, that's different.
Well, this is the same one because it's
so Ronnie, what are you gonna do to take care of the crime here? Well, looks like it's all in order here with the Batman and so on.
It's just funny because like this is at a time when like like however many years later, like or even previously, like, you know what, Reagan's pretty fucking pissed off about the way Frank Miller wrote him and drew him in Dark Knight Returns. Like, we got to make it up to him. Well, Ron doesn't really fucking care. Like, no, he reads the comics. He really cares. Like, what? Yeah. He was really pissed off about that one. He's just sitting him like in his easy chair with like a pipe on his fucking cabin, like, oh, these no good sons of bitches. Let me tell you right now.
Nancy goes, what are you doing? Well, I'm reading the newest newspaper. Could you believe this is happening in the world, Nancy?
Look at this right here. Look at this. Like, oh, Ron, you're Alzheimer's. Like,
who is this cartoonist Frank Miller?
I want him killed right now, Nancy. Like, and then they're like,
Nancy's like, well, we can't do that. If I was a Middle Eastern, I would have it done.
I missed the contract. No. But he actually not even Ronald. What was it? It was in the going back to the same arc I was talking about. Death in the Family. They what was it? Joker becomes the new I think ambassador to Iran for a second. Like,
yeah,
you killed a 14-year-old boy with the crowbar and an explosion. How would you like to be the ambassador to Iran? He goes into because you think that story ends with Batman Jason's dead, I'm so sad, but it ends with him going on a fucking manhunt, and then Joker walks into the UN and tries to laughing gas the whole UN, and Superman has to come in and help and suck it all out and spit it out. I blast it, foiled again at the UN. You may have stopped Iran today, but tomorrow is another day. Justice League.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. In those late '80s DC comics, that they always are going kind of like they're going into like being these like political stories almost in a sense, and these like world events. Yeah, it is weird. 'Cause it's like especially back you think about like, I'm reading Death in the Family or whatever. It's the end of Jason Todd and everything like that. It's a pivotal story, and then you get this second part to it, like, oh whoa.
They left that part out of the Under the Red Hood movie, you know.
Yeah, exactly. This is probably why Green Arrow got that point. It's like, I'm going to Seattle, guys. See ya.
Nope.
I'm just gonna. Me and Black Canary are just gonna check out. We're just gonna go there. Nothing bad's gonna happen in Seattle, right? Right.
No, we're just gonna deal with a serial killer who's like a nom-vet from the '60s. Like, God damn it, '60s still follow me. Shit.
Yeah, I'm just going to complain every single birthday I get that 47's way too old and that kids in the street don't know who Bob Dylan is anymore. And then at some point, like, I'm just going to be like so out of it that I'm just going to leave Black Canary for a year and go like on a sabbatical where I travel through Canada and just end up being on a stunt crew and everything like that. And she's going to not know if I'm dead or alive, but that's just how I live life.
I don't think I got to the part where he's on a stunt crew. I think I got to volume 4 or 5 of that. Not that I wasn't enjoying it.
There's like 10 of those books almost at the end of the day.
Damn.
But they're all super good. Yeah,
I might as well just buy the omnibus of that one.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know if there's an omnibus one. I know I have each individual graphic novel, but they're still
some of the stuff there's an omnibus for. There should be an omnibus for that one.
Yeah, exactly. That definitely would be the one. But but yeah. But yeah, other Batman and Green Arrow stories always fun.
Yeah, I'm sorry. There's not a lot we could say about this because it is a pretty short story, and it is just basically a big like. I feel like it's just a big, more or less. I mean, I know it's a comic, but it's just like a big superhero cartoon at the end, and not like something like Justice League Unlimited where it feels like you build up to this point. It just feels like it's just a bunch of fun whiz pow bang at the end with moments of like that was some funny characters, or that was an interesting way to bring in like Christmas mythology into the DC universe, but it's not a bunch of that. It's moments of it,
No, yeah, that's pretty much it. Because even when it ends, it's more just like Santa Claus goes, "Hey, Damien, you ever wanted to ride shotgun with Santa on Christmas?" Boy, do I ever! Dick comes running in. And he's like, "That's been my dream." Out of the fucking way, Dick. Damien pushes him over. It's my time to ride with Santa.
Santa pushes him over too. He's like, "No, there's only room for one orphan." And they just fly off. Like,
Grayson, don't be such a dick.
One of the deers like shit on him as they fly by.
As he's on the ground.
Just little pebbles. It's just little pebbles just bounce off.
And then he like just sadly just strolls his way over to like the banquet hall, and then like Cyborg comes by.
He's locked out.
Yeah, he's just like, yeah. Tries to get in, can't get it. He just hears people laughing and having a good time and eating all Santa's free food.
He just locked in like, guys, like knocking at the door, like, guys, no one.
The light shuts off.
With like muffled, muffled like Christmas songs coming from the inside.
It is funny. I did flip through there. I don't think Flash is in any of the parts beforehand. I didn't see Flash anywhere. I think he just showed up late and then it's like, oh shit, free food.
Yeah, that seems more like a Barry Flash than a Wally Flash. But yeah, that's probably that could have been the case. I didn't really remember him. I just remember there's a couple of times that they're fighting this monster for a minute. They're fighting that monster, and these heroes are there. These ones weren't. So yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Literally, Flash is just in the end. He's like, "Oh shit, what are they putting in this eggnog? Give me some more."
Yeah.
He's not even sitting with anybody for the most part. Well, I mean, he kind of is, but he's sort of like at the very edge of the table, like, Flash, you can sit down there, far away as possible. I mean, I'm Superman, so I can still hear you, but I don't want to hear your conversation, to tell you the truth.
Even I have my. You know what would be the greatest Christmas gift to me, Dick? You just shut the fuck up for a day. That'd be the greatest. Like everyone just suddenly just a real fucking dick to dick for no reason. Like, what the fuck happened? Like, I thought I was like, I get along with everybody. Like, no, Dick, you don't. This is just the day they just dropped this on him. Like,
you ever heard, the phrase, you stir the pot? That's what you do. For some reason, you're fine by yourself. You and Batman are okay, but for some reason, you add this into the whole Justice League group here, and things just don't connect. They just don't vibe,
The last Justice League event was all about you, and people said, yeah, it was your time. You finally worked up to it, but we should say like, does it have to be Dick? Can it be like a Blue Beetle? Can it be a Green Lantern? Fuck this shit.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I don't really know the thing. I just know that he was like the savior in the last big event.
Yeah.
I kind of miss the big event shit. I usually miss the event shit. It's usually just kind of like whatever comic I'm reading.
Yeah, I kind of feel like those ones, that goes for both Marvel and DC. They always will do that thing where it's like, well, you got to read, all 15 different series going on at once so you know what's going on. It's just like, well, that just sounds like you're a ploy to sell more. Well, it sort of is, but we're making them all tie in. Even the stories that aren't supposed to be connected, we're going to find a way to shoehorn some shit in there, And a lot of times it's like, I feel like, yeah, those aren't the stories that are nearly as interesting as like the ones that are almost kind of like the one-off ones, or just like sometimes, once again, I go back to that KG Beast one. Like that one was just like a perfect, like kind of one-off. Here's Batman taking on the KG Beast, that he's coming in fucking causing havoc and all that kind of stuff. We don't need to have 10,000 other like superheroes like show up, and see what's going on here and so on. And it was just a cool story. And then just I felt the shockers. I didn't realize that's what it was all leading up to. So when it has that tune in next week, or go to your local newsstand next week for the next exciting adventure of Batman as he has to save Ronnie Reagan.
The thing about that is after he saves Ronald Reagan, he has to go through like a death maze crossword puzzle thing set up by the Riddler the next day. So I was just saving the president the next day, and I got to go back to this 66 bullshit right here.
Well, it's funny when Batman saves the day and everything like that, and Alfred comes by to pick him up. Literally, Alfred's wearing he's wearing a Ronald Reagan mask, so I think it makes it feel like Ronald Reagan's picking up, and just Batman looks at him and goes, "Alfred, take the fucking mask off."
Oh, he's doing Point Break.
Yeah, Alfred, where were you at? Like you were late here and so on like that. And why do I feel like the brakes are all like kind of smelly and so on like that? They've been going around a lot of hard turns and so on there, doing a little drift action. I
don't know why. Just imagine like Alfred was the one like doing the heist. He stops. He looks over at like Bruce as he's laying on the ground, like pointing a batarang at him, and he just like, he gets mad, just starts throwing a bunch of batarangs in the air, like, instead of like firing his gun.
Just feel like when Batman's out, like Bruce is like, well, he goes out and he hangs out with these surfer guy, or Alfred goes out and hangs out with these surfer guys. He's saying he's trying to reclaim some of his youth.
Hey, to each their own, right?
So then he goes skydiving. Just turns out secretly Alfred's Bodie.
This whole time.
Puts on the wig. He's got the scruff. All the ladies are going for him.
He's not really even an old man. He's just a young guy dressing like an old man, just like playing like a old like Alfred, an old butler to this rich kid all these years.
Just this one, yeah. There's just this job that needs to be filled, and there's a costume you put on for the Alfred costume. And it's actually been multiple guys throughout the years. Bruce seems to never notice.
He's too busy. He's focused other places. He's got 800 like cases going on at once. He can't tell that it's just a rotating like at the one time it's just a really bad wig cap. You're just like, all right.
Hey, I don't got time for that mystery. Got enough on my plate already.
Are you using Depends now? Not Depends. Depends. That's an adult diaper. That's an adult diaper. I was thinking
it's
like
still funny that it throws that.
For him. Are you using like? Are you just? Are you using for him? Are you using that? No. Oh, all right. Whatever. No, I don't care. I'm That's the most this investigation is going into. That's as far. All right. I gotta figure out what the calendar man is doing today. All right.
Yeah. You know, every day is a new day on the calendar. You know he's up to something.
Yeah.
I don't know what, but I know that with each new day on the calendar, Batman's like flipping through like this Far Side one where you just like tear it off. He's like, something in here. It's going to spark something in him. I just know it.
I heard something because the idea of like they try to make him like a Hannibal Lecter type where he just does some kind of like calendar themed thing. But I'm just like, it's still kind of lame. But I think what you could do, I think Tom King did it for like one issue of something, but like he like every day of the week he has a different superpower. Like I'm all right, that's kind of like, but then it also might matter, yeah, because then like a if there's a leap year, because some years you don't like, some years you don't get a you don't I think some years on some months you don't get a 31st or you do, so like that is something that come into play right there, you know, just something kind of like that. Like I don't know, I think there's just an interesting concept. Like this, well, we got to get him right now. Well, right now, he just glows in the dark. Tomorrow, he was basically Bane. Like, okay, you know, like something kind of like that.
Yeah, he's got some weird stuff. Yeah, I can see somebody throwing some, you know, extra things over on Calendar Man and so on like that. But yeah, Batman, Silent Night, Santa Claus, whatever the hell it's called. You know, interesting. You know. Not a bad read. Not a. Yeah, well, I suppose what I'll say is I didn't walk away like, oh, that fucking sucked. I didn't walk away like that. You know, it was probably about like kind of what I expected out of A Christmas Story. I feel like it's one of those ones. That's what would be the surprising part is if I, you know, read it and it was like, oh shit, if they're going that direction with it, you know, if it was one of those books where it's just like, oh, you know, and next thing you know, Santa Claus loses an arm, you know, and, you know, this stuff starts to get real, you know. And fucking Zatanna's tied up, you know, and there's, you know, Krampus is torturing her, you know, and, you know, it's getting ridiculous. But she's spelling out magic backwards. It's the only thing that's keeping her protected.
Yeah, some weird, crazy shit. I wasn't expecting that, but I guess I was, from the first issue, I was expecting, like, something still Batman-ish, but Christmas themed. I wasn't expecting the greatest thing in the world, but just think like, Claus, it's been a while. Like, hey, Bruce, I've been keeping track of your exploits. Like, I still use some of those tricks you taught me back in the day. So just like the idea that Batman trained with Santa Claus for a second, which is really silly, but at the same time kind of funny. You know, it's like, okay, all right, let's see where this goes.
Yeah, I wish it went more into that. Like, that's one of those ones that would have been kind of badass to see some flashbacks and everything like that.
Which is a sequel series. I don't know if we want to cover that. But there's a sequel series that they did, which maybe that's what that goes into. But then, like, you know, so Santa Claus versus Krampus or whatever, that's cool. Like, there's murders happening throughout the Gotham, there are crimes, and they're trying to bring down Krampus. Cool. But then it just becomes like a big, flashy Justice League adventure, and that's where it just kind of runs together. And I kind of wish, even though it's a shorter story, and I just only looked at the overview of the first couple pages. I'm like, this looks awesome. All right, cool. Let's check it out. And I'm like, it's whatever. It's fine. I do wish, even though it's shorter, we would have covered like Noel, just because Noel is actually returns. Because I legitimately do like A Christmas Carol, and I always, every Christmas season, I always like watching or reading some kind of iteration of the Christmas Carol, one way or the other. And I thought this was interesting, how it's like still fits and goes by the format of a Batman story, but if you're looking like, oh, this is placement of like this character or that character, you know?
Yeah, no, that's always kind of neat. As I said, I feel like that one, even if it, and I really don't actually think it's that much shorter. I think because this one has all those variant covers and all that stuff, it makes it like pad the book a little bit more. I do think the other one sounded like it had a lot more like material kind of going on. Because sometimes I think that's always the thing in like comic books is if you get to the point where you get too Justice League-y and too much like action going on and so on like that, it's like if there was a movie, it would probably look totally fine. If this was probably a DCU animated movie, it probably would work pretty darn well because I think action actually works better in animation or live action or whatever. Sometimes in comic books, I feel like the storytelling, I think, is actually what works better. And once you kind of like, you know, get away from that a little too much, you know, then next thing you know, it's like, okay, it looks cool and, you know, so on like that. But Yeah, I think it's just too many characters and so on. I think that Noel one, when you kind of explain that one, that sounds kind of badass. And the artwork looks cool just from the cover. I don't know if the cover's the same as the inside, but
it's the same artist as Joker, the Joker Brian Azzarello comic. Same artist.
Okay, that's cool then. Yeah.
And it has this very, and I can't say that I actually read it. I only looked at like watched a few videos on it, and then I read a synopsis on it. So I'm just like, shit, we should have done this one, you know? And it was also one of those things of like, it's really sincere. Like, it's one of those things where it is like cold, bitter, and frigid, but then ends on optimism, like A Christmas Carol does, you know? And kind of does it without trying to, you know, does the whole meaning of Christmas thing, but at the exact same time, not being too sappy with it, you know?
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Like, does it end with Robin saying, "God bless us, everyone," or nothing like that, you know?
Well, I just thought is on Via VHS, we did like a Christmas block of movies and everything like that, which we learned by all the ones we picked. I dubbed this the Dead Parents Christmas Society because every single movie had dead parents in it. At some point, like, and Wes was like, man, he's like, they're good movies, but boy, it's like they're getting like more and more depressing because it's just like every single movie the parents die. Like, I didn't realize that was such a normal theme of Christmas movies, you know? I mean, Silent Night, Deadly Night makes sense. It's a horror movie, but that one does go, that is like really hard on like the original Silent Night, Deadly Night, like how like almost kind of like, yeah, this kid is just traumatized his whole life from all this stuff and all the things he had to see, and his parents getting murdered by a guy dressed in a Santa Claus outfit when he's 5, you know, and then having the you know, like the head nun lady like literally force Christmas on him for like 18 more years.
Yeah.
So there's all that, and then it turned out it's like, okay, then this, you know, there's the sequel to that, and then I think we did the Jack Frost, which is literally about a parent dying and coming back as a snowman, you know, with a weird mixed match of like both like, oh, it's actually very kind of sincere and kind of like, wow, that's kind of sad, to being like, now he's a goofy, you know, snowman fight a bunch of, you know, late 90s teenagers, you know, that are ready to go to the Sum 41 concert.
I remember I only saw that movie once, and I was like, I think it was like year it came out or year after it came out, and it was like around Halloween. And it was like, I remember I also had like those Pokemon comics, the first run of those Pokemon comics where it's kind of like the original show. And I remember watching that and just looking back up from the comic to that every so often. I remember there's a part where it's just like, my balls are freezing. I never thought I'd say that with a smile on my face. And, okay. As a kid, I was kind of like, I appreciate that. Thank you. This is more mature than I thought it would be. As I read my Pokemon comic, we're like, I sure hope Ash gets the Moonstone.
Yeah. Boy, isn't Gary's sister really hot?
Oh, and that she was, yeah.
That comic book, but yeah, I know. So there was that one there, and then we did 8 Crazy Nights. But I was like, because I've told Wes, because I think it's been a long time seeing him, like, well, I'm just gonna let you know that the parents die in that one too, and that's the pivotal moment of that story. And then it was Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas. Now the dad dies off screen, or like in the past, but still it counts. Damn it,
Jug Band Christmas.
You remember that one, the Jim Henson one?
Emmett Otter's Jug Band. I don't remember Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas, believe it or not.
It's kind of like the first big production puppet movie especially from Jim Henson, but like where a lot of like his like, you know, where they tried out a lot of new techniques and new styles and so on like that.
Is this before he landed on Kermit?
Oh no, Kermit's in the movie. He narrates it.
Oof, Emmett Otter. Jug Band Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus, this has to be like, oh my fucking God.
Well, if you feel like watching it, it's for free on YouTube from Shout as well as Amazon.
Look, I like the Muppets Christmas Carol. I really do genuinely love Muppets Christmas Carol, but I mean, there's a fucking limit. There's really a limit here. I'm just looking at these things like,
It's very wholesome.
I'm sure it is. I doubt there's no point. It's like Muppets usually surprisingly have a couple of like dirty jokes in there, sneaked in kind of lightly. I look at that, it wouldn't surprise me the least bit if Emmett Otter is just like, what do you like no sex joke whatsoever. Not that I need that. Not that I need that out of a fucking Muppets thing. But it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, because you don't want to have that weird one that like Jim Henson's son made, where like there was too much like fucking of puppets.
The murder mystery one.
Yeah, that one was kind of. All I could think of is I'm like, boy, what was that 10-year-old boy doing to the puppets in the back room at Jim Henson's studio? Like, that's that one where like you left him alone too long back there with all those puppets that he could play with.
I don't remember what it's called, but apparently that movie was originally going to be like way more kind of like darker and auteur. Like it still was at its core going to be like. Apparently that movie was originally pitched like, yes, it is a dark comedy, but it's like a dark comedy in a way where it's taken itself very seriously and it's having puppet shit happen, but it's super like deadpan and serious, but it's puppets, and that's where a lot of the humor comes from. And then it came out, it became more like, whoa, the Muppets jizzing everywhere, so
yeah, it was one of those ones. I was hoping that was actually going to be something kind of cool, and I remember being like, it's okay.
That's what I heard. People were saying. I was kind of looking forward to it. I saw the trailer, like it could still be funny, maybe, and then like, okay.
Probably had its moments. It's not like Meet the Feebles was the good like rated R puppet movie, the one from fucking what's his name of Lord of the Rings, Peter Jackson.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind checking that one out.
That one's good. There's a frog in there who is a Vietnam War veteran, and he's like can't really cope with all kinds of stuff, so he's always like shooting up. Yeah, and he's like, he's the kind of like one of the main actors, but like he's just so fucking out of it and so on like that. I was laughing so fucking hard.
Okay,
it was so good.
Oh my God. This had to be your pick. Yeah, so this has to be your pick. So it's 1977, and it's 48 minutes long, which tells me you picked a made-for-TV Christmas movie with puppet otters. So like, there's no chance of this thing being anything but like the tamest shit in the fucking world. And it's like every so often it just seems kind of like, I don't know. When I look at like, we're the Jug Band Otters, I just think of like, even though it's probably what they're making fun of, I think of like the Possum Jamboree shit from like a Goofy movie. Yeah. Like that kind of shit, Come
on, Max. I got you a hat. One hat, Dad. Fucking hate or possums, whatever the fuck they were.
But I do wish that like there's that little that like goofy looking inbred kid with like the wacky ass teeth. Like, look at the fucking door. Like, kid, have you looked in the fucking mirror?
Yeah, well, that kid's making fun of you.
I think that's the thing. I think it's just like you just want to like. I honestly think that movie should have just had like one little more scene, like that kid is just like it is like like alone like in the arcade like cabinet playing. Because this is the point when Max already stormed off and Goofy's just like Max late, like turns, looks over his shoulder, like and that kid's in the arcade playing like Marvel vs. Capcom or something. And it's like, I think you're really fucking funny, don't you? Like what? Just like slams the kid's face against the door. I will fucking kill you. You do not know what I've seen. No, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. It just gets like really intense. Like it's not like a hammer to the head, like a big bump. It's like, do you know what I fucking seen? He just like pulls off his hands. They're just all like these super like photorealistic, like super photorealistic, like scarred meaty hands. You know what these hands have fucking done?
Me and Pete were in Vietnam together. That's why we live next to each other, because realistically, it's one of those ones only us two understand.
You know, man, how many children's ears I wore in these fucking necklaces? There's always room for one more, motherfucker. There's always room for one more. And then like he just like slams the kid's face against the cabinet. He goes down, blood, his nose bloodied out. The dads come running in like, oh my God. He was just like this, I don't know what happened. That's so weird. Here, son. Like, you tell him I'll fucking kill your whole family.
Yeah. That
I
was sort of
that's what happened.
that was sort of like the vibe that the Emmett Otter was giving off the whole time.
Oh, okay. Just like that.
Just like that. Yeah.
Emmett saw some shit in World War II. That's 77, so I guess he could have been a nom. I guess he's home on leave, right?
Yeah. Well, he's like 10 years old, but or 10 or 15. Maybe he might be like 15. Because it's like him and his mom live together and they're poor and like they, he does a bunch of odd jobs and she just like, does stuff and people mostly kind of treat him like shit, but they like keep an optimistic attitude and, like to sing and have friends and whatnot. And
of course they treat him like shit. I don't want to sound classist, but I mean, I guess kudos. You got to make money however you can, especially in like wintertime.
Yeah. Well, there is like a gang of rockabilly guys that come by and berate everybody and so on like that. Fucking take Kermit the Frog's a fucking scarf. Drive by on fucking snowmobiles and shit.
Those damn rock. All right, what kind of animals are they?
Well, one's like a snake. One I think is like a bear. The other one is that's the other one. There's like 5 of them total. There, one's a fish, but then they always kind of play jokes that he's always got to be in water.
Those goddamn rockabillys.
And at the very end, because it's like the whole point is they have this like talent show where they can get $50, and because Emmett Otter and his like mom are poor, like he's thinking like, oh man, you know what, if I get the gang together and we do a jug band thing, I can buy my mom something nice for Christmas because we never have nice stuff. And then the mom's like, well, maybe if I go up there and sing, I can get my son something nice. He always was looking at that guitar and everything like that, always wanted to be like Neil Diamond or something, so I'm just gonna work my way and get it. And what they do is they use that kind of that old Christmas story thing where like they have to hawk something to like pay for to get in. Except for they hawk each other stuff. It's not like that Mickey Mouse cartoon where Mickey's like, well, I guess I gotta hawk my harmonica here, and then Minnie hawks, I don't know, like her washing machine or some shit like that. I don't know.
Washboard.
Yeah, I can't remember what she does. This one is the other way around.
Just a full fucking washing machine, Greg.
So in this one it's like so Ma she ends up hawking like the tools that fucking Emmett uses to make money. It's literally his livelihood, and then he takes her fucking washing like tub and puts a hole in it and turns it into a bass for the jug band. So he fucks that up, and so they both go to play at the talent show and whatnot like that. And what happens is the rockabilly band comes in totally late, last minute, goes up there, plays their kind of like rock and roll song, fucking wins. Everybody's like, that's fucking amazing. They get the money and leave. But the wholesome ending's on the way home. They realize, well, maybe if I would sing with your jug band, we could have won that thing. And then they pretty much practice that. And then the old bartender guy's like, hey, come on over. I'll hire you guys right now. $10 a day or whatever like that. And so it all works out. Then they don't have to fucking work a normal job again.
Should have just frozen and died.
Just the rockabilly band comes by again, like with their fucking $50,
and they're just like they just see Emmett Otter and his
bunch of
family
strippers and booze and everything like that.
like run Rudolph. It's all playing as they drive by, and also they look over. They see like Emmett Otter and his whole family looking like fucking Jack Nicholson at the end of The Shining.
just the jug band Christmas is frozen out there.
No music. It just holds on.
Credits start roll over them.
Yeah, I think we saw that movie. We fixed it.
Yeah, there it is. But yeah, no, that literally is probably. That is, yeah, it's weird to think of. It's like, I remember the first time I saw it as a teenager, which is probably the weirdest time to see a movie like that. Because Cisco bought it on DVD, and he's like, hey, you want to watch Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas? And it's just like, yeah, fuck it, I'm here all weekend. Like, sure, why not throw that on? It's that thing. You're just like, yeah, we got DiGiorno in the oven? Fuck it. I don't really care. We'll watch whatever. And I just remember because the movie started off, we're watching, and, as teenagers, you're watching. There's this one guy. They're like sailing the boat up. And she's like, oh, hi there, Mr. Porcupine. He's like, what are you doing out here? He's like, I got a couple of big old balls of experience going on right now.
I just gotta say, this is. Go ahead to finish.
Oh, I was just gonna say, and she's like, "Oh, I'd like to have some of those pumpkins and stuff." Oh, I got a big pumpkin right here. You're just like watching this start. It's like the beginning of the movie.
48 minutes of this shit, huh? Yeah.
And there's like 7 songs in it or so. Keep that in mind.
That's pretty close together. 48 minutes.
Some of the songs are actually pretty good, though. I'm not gonna lie. They're kind of catchy and they're well written.
I just gotta say, and this might be a little too like close to home, a little too local, but the amount of movies you'd say to Cisco, like, "Hey, Cisco, you want to watch like X, Y, or Z? This movie that's pretty much universally loved. This movie that has really good reviews. This movie that's whatever." You're like, I guess, and it's like pulling fucking teeth to watch it. Or he's like on his phone the whole fuck. I love you, Cisco. Cisco, I love you. You know that. You know that. If you
this was at least before the phone days. Nobody had a phone yet.
How many times you put on like something like, you know, like a movie like In Bruges or something like that, it'd be like least amount of interest possible for this fucking movie, which is technically kind of a Christmas movie because I think that movie ends on Christmas Eve or Christmas actually.
Oh,
anyway,
is it really? It's great.
I think so, or at least during Christmas time. Yeah, one of my favorite movies. But anyway,
yeah.
But then he's just like, dude, you want to watch Emmett Otter Jug Band? Like, what the fuck? I don't know. No.
Yeah, because that was the first time I saw it. I didn't grow up watching that one. I know that like that it was played multiple times. It played.
I can't watch Marvel movies. Marvel movies just don't do it for me. Well, everyone has their preference. If you don't like Marvel movies, you don't like Marvel movies. You want to watch Emmett Otter Jug Band? Like,
yeah. You know, that's kind of what it's like, you know.
I love you, Cisco. No, I love you, but that's just, yeah.
I kid you not, though. I will say this: Emmett Otter's. It actually is a good movie. You know, it sounds. I don't think you're gonna be like, you know what? He's won me over on this. I think I'm gonna stop everything I've done in life and rethink my ways and become a jug band.
I don't want to make it always about this, but when you're a dad, like there's a lot of things I can do with 47 minutes. You know, there's a lot of. I can bust through a graphic novel in 47 minutes. Emmett Otter's Jug Band. Like,
I'll say this: it is a good family movie. If you legitimately wanted like a good like family wholesome movie for Christmas and whatnot like that, it does deliver on that. You know, and probably if your first watch of it was when you're a wee young lad and not a teenager, it probably has a lot more different impact.
It probably would, because in all honesty, I'm talking about like there's the old claymation Rudolph movie, which if I didn't grow up with
it's in that same vein as that, realistically. Just puppets instead of claymation.
I guess I'd just say like Otter Jug Band. It just sounds like something that would have been like a parody in something else. Like we're watching Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas. Like just one of those things that just sounds like, is that fucking real? You know?
It doesn't sound like a real title.
Like it sounds like a parody of something, like a parody title, like in a movie, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Like in a comedy movie thing too, like one of those ones.
Yeah,
you know, where the character's like, dude, do you fucking remember Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas? Well, we used to watch it all the time when we were 8 years old.
They hold up the cover. It's like someone like an otter jamming a jug up another otter's ass or some shit like that, where Santa Claus had.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like if it's like a 90s like Nickelodeon sketch or something.
Yeah. Apparently that's also where Emmett Otter got his resurgence, is they played it in the early 90s on Nickelodeon.
Oh, good for Emmett. He had that comeback. Good for him.
Yeah, so that's where it hit the 90s kids. So
out of the bar and at the Nickelodeon stage. Good for him.
Making progress, moving up in the world, you know. They allowed him to open up for like a season of Guts.
Do you think he's one? There's that like documentary that came out about Dan Schneider about all like his like assault allegations and all that, and they cut to like everybody like all the first.
Who's Dan Schneider again?
He was like a producer on Nickelodeon for like years.
Oh,
He did a lot of like sexual assault shit that was pretty fucking gnarly, and he wrote stuff in for like kids. It was almost kind of like almost fetishy, a lot of shit involving feet. So you have all these like people from Nickelodeon days talking about like their real experiences and coming to tears and how much.
Yeah, I remember when that came out. I'm like, I don't need to see that. Like, I'm like one of those ones. I mean, that sucks for them, but like one of those ones like like dark documentaries.
But then you cut to Emmett Otter and be like, yeah, you know, it was my only way out of like, you're used to playing in the saloon every night, and we did it since like every day since '77, and I was offered a chance at Nickelodeon, and here I and Dan seemed like a nice guy at first, and then he says, "How badly do you want to open for all that?" Like, well,
$10 is $10, I guess.
Yeah. Exactly. He took pictures of my feet, shit like
my
that.
furry feet. He said I might have been the one that started the furry craze, actually.
I had started way before him.
Yeah, no. I think it started
Disney movies. Probably like
yeah, I think it did. I think it just there's just some warped children's minds that kind of watched fucking anamorphic animals and just said like, I want to be like the fuck one of those things,
It's one of those things where it's just like
it just kind of built it. It was probably like like a side like not a jerk off Johnny necessarily, but somebody that jerk off Johnny would have kind of known. But then he went like, dude, I don't fucking hang out with Bobby anymore. Like, he's fucking weird now, dude. I caught him fucking his like teddy bear the other day, and I was like, I can't spend the night here anymore.
He just really likes that like Snuggles ad for like detergent.
Yeah, in fact, he likes it so much that he soaks himself in that detergent every night, saying he's going to become snuggly soft
one day. You know what? I'm going to be 100% honest, and this is going to sound like I think that like furry shit, like not for me, but at the same time, the internet's full of so much weird shit. Furry shit sounds like the least.
It's kind of normal nowadays in a weird way
compared to other things. Compared to other things like furry shit, just like, are they still human shaped at least? Okay, all right, it's one of those things like, not for me, but it's also there's that point where you'd hear like crazy shit when you're like in high school or whatever. Like, wait, there's like what tentacle porn? Like, what the fuck is that? Like, all of a sudden, like, yeah, whatever. It's here. Okay, sure, whatever. It's the weird. Yeah, this truly is. It's kind of like this truly is episode 700, because for a minute it was just like, yeah, it didn't really pan out. Like, kind of Christmas. From this, it really is a 700 episode.
We're just out there. I don't know. I started thinking about the furry thing. I was like, do you think it could have started with mascots, like for like sport, like college teams, probably just getting really fucking hammered and be like, I ain't taking the duck suit off. Just go for it.
Just like someone just gets out like, he's like, all right, just pull out a switchblade. Like, just starts cutting a hole. Like, let's make this happen.
And it was 1946, and that was the start of the furries. It was a game of Texas versus Oregon, and Texas won that night.
The Texas Rattlers, the Texas Rattlers. And the
Oregon Beavers.
Sasquatch. The Oregon Sasquatches.
I think that's just kind of
like an ESPN documentary. Like, well, it's funny enough, it started with the mascots. There has to be like an ESPN documentary on the mascots. It's, at some point. Well, that's what Sourdough
ESPN 3.
Well, so that's when we brought in, like, we're going to focus on each mascot. I wonder if they do have something like that. Like, that's when we got tired of Sourdough Sam and brought in Baguette. Well, that was a mistake.
Yeah, it didn't take us very long to put two and two together that it was San Francisco and the name Baguette rhymes with faggot. And when those Texas boys showed up to, fucking, what was the original San Francisco stadium? Candlestick Park. Oh boy, did that little Baguette have it in for himself. In fact, those Texas guys chased him down the parking lot, and they had their way with that Baguette. They said they like the furry stuff, but they ain't gonna wear it themselves because they're not gay.
They kept on screaming because that day, believe it or not, San Francisco actually won that game. But the Dallas Cowboy fans, they kept on saying it's not gay if it's for revenge.
And there was nothing Sourdough Slim could do. He was tied up and he just had to watch. He had to watch as every single member of the Dallas Cowboys and their cheerleaders and the people that worked there and the cameraman, everybody took their turn. 3 days passed by the time it was done. Sourdough Slim saw the sun rise, the sun set, the sun rise, the sun set, and the sun rise once more.
There was nothing left of him. It's just a pile of soggy, cum-soaked bread
that the seagulls just picked at.
There is no monument for his loss.
It's just an unmarked grave because we know what would happen if we did mark it. No, I really want to say whoever thought that up, and it went through that many people's fucking like heads and so on like that. And so it's like, oh yeah, that sounds good. That sounds great. Yeah, a baguette. That you get sourdough, you get a baguette. It's like you still just need that one guy just from like New Jersey, just sits there in the corner and just like listens in, like, and then he only chimes in when that time finally comes that he needs to fucking say some shit and let people know what's up, because these other people have no idea what the hell they're talking about.
Same concept, but different medium. What I think is really funny is thinking back on Transformers 2, the Michael Bay one. At some point, how many people had to go through like the ghetto bots? There had to be at least one or two like black character designers, or
cameraman, production guy, somebody,
or guys specifically involved with making that, like via effect artists or something. And like, okay, so we got these two like robots. What do they look like? And they just throw down the concept art, and they're just like. Like,
how many hip-hop magazines.
How many people they had to filter through to land on these two robots that I'm pretty sure were made up.
Yeah, they're not in the 80s run.
And they were made up, and they just look like more offensive than Sambo illustrations, So like,
yeah. Well, I've come to the conclusion that I learned that Michael Bay, there's two things that make him giggle like a schoolgirl, and that's for some reason it's black stereotypes and gay stereotypes. And if they're very over the top, even better. Just crank it up. I feel like he's the one. It's almost the way that George Lucas like laughs at fucking Jar Jar Binks, like, and thinks it's the greatest thing ever. Like, I feel that's the way Michael Bay looks at like the really over the top gay guys in the ghetto, all the ghetto characters.
Well, then after creating these characters, someone had to go to the guy who voices SpongeBob SquarePants, who probably cost a lot by that point, and say, "Hey, man, how much to play these characters?" Like, played SpongeBob, but it's a lot of money. No, that wasn't Urkel. That was someone else.
I thought Urkel was Sonic the Hedgehog and SpongeBob.
Sonic was Urkel. No, I don't think Sponge. It was It was
fucking Power Rangers.
Alpha.
Alpha, yeah. Okay.
Alpha,
for some reason, this whole time, I legitimately thought that Sonic the Hedgehog was SpongeBob, but I guess that makes more sense now. I never watched SpongeBob, so I guess that's probably why this is all getting confused.
And Johnny Bravo's nerdy friend.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. I feel like I really learned something new today.
The more you know.
Yeah.
I'm for the back. The more you know.
Yeah, so he got him in there and said, "Yo, he's, what I mean? That SpongeBob money." Probably Michael Bay was like, "That SpongeBob money ain't gonna last forever. The show's like, a couple years old, whatever. It's not that big of a deal." Here they are, 2025. A SpongeBob movie's fucking coming out for Christmas.
Yeah, how many hands that thing had to go through? How many times? Like, okay, so should we make one of the gold teeth bigger than the other? Maybe we should put a little like Transformer hieroglyph on one of them. Yeah, sure. Yeah. What about chains? Like, sure. Like, how many people that had to go through for someone to say, "That's good enough"?
Could some of them have their balls just swinging out? Just
that's
robots got balls.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think about that all the time. It's just like, it's not like it was like an indie movie and it was like Michael Bay and like four other people putting this together, and they were all kind of on the same page and like didn't even cross their minds. It just went over their heads. No, there's like 1,000 people looking at this. Plus,
yeah, that's the crazy part.
Plus, even the caterer is probably like, huh.
Well, it's not like the robot was on set that day.
I guess that's true. Cater's just like, but I just picture like, he's like, I got some time to kill. I'm flipping through this script here. You know what I mean? He probably doesn't have time to kill, let's be honest. But you know what I mean? He's a hardworking man. But still, he's flipping through this script on like, just because. It's like one of the perks of the job is he collects scripts. That's fucking what he does. He sees this scene in here. He's like, the fuck is this? Ghetto bots?
Or they're just like, there's something like the point of like, okay, so guys like Shia, Megan, when you're looking at the little like tennis ball right there, this is what you're looking at. You know, keep that in mind. Here's a picture of like, whoa, what? And this is in here for like one or two scenes. No, they're in for like the whole movie. The whole movie. We don't want to put in like characters people know from the show or something. No, we're putting in these guys.
They're all dead already. The show wasn't that long ago. Don't worry about the fan base.
Yeah.
Nobody ever does.
It's 2009. Don't worry about it. This Obama's president. We can get away with this.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Shit, we were trying to get Obama to voice one of them. We went with SpongeBob instead. You know, that was only just slightly second best.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Yeah. One of these days we'll get a new variation of Transformers. That's all I'm kind of thinking.
I gotta go soon, but I'll say the animated movie was good. I liked it. It wasn't like the best thing I ever saw, but I liked Rise of the. It sounded kind of like, oh, you're doing this. They were best friends at once, and it was an origin movie, but it was good. I liked it.
It was better. Okay, because the trailer looked terrible.
Here's the thing. I'm not gonna lie. The first like 10 minutes is a little kind of like it feels like you're watching like a reboot on Nickelodeon or something. But as it goes on, it's good enough. As it goes on, it gets better. It gets better, and it's good. It didn't make my top 10, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah, well, that's just good to kind of hear and so on like that. I mean, like I take the Michael Bay.
It's better than all the Michael Bay ones. Like I wouldn't say it's better than like maybe it's his. No, I think it's probably better than all the live action ones. I'll say.
Yeah, I mean, like if you just accept the Michael Bay ones for what they are, they can still be pretty enjoyable for what they are. You know, but yeah, like beyond that though, it's like you can't go in there with like old school Transformers like in mind. Yeah,
I didn't because I'm not really a big Transformers head. I like it, I like it enough, but I'm not really a big like Transformers guy. So, but even aside from that, but I gotta get going because it's late here. But yeah, episode 700, first half kind of Christmassy, second half kind of
out there.
Yeah, it is what it is. You know, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Merry Batmas. You know, no matter what. I still think Batman.
You could read this book, or you could read Batman Noel, which is a much more cozier Christmas story.
Or if you want, you just want to you just go for both of them. Why not? Have the best of both worlds.
Both.
You get
both
choices in life, you know. But
you can watch. You could go watch Emmett Otter's Traveling Butt Chug Band or whatever. You know.
Yeah, it's free on Amazon and YouTube. What's your fucking excuse?
Time.
Time is the enemy of all of us, you know. But till then, you know, 700 episodes going to show how much time we've spent into it and so on. But well, you can go check out more Old Man Orange podcasts on Spotify or YouTube. But till then, I'm Spencer Scott Holmes.
And I'm Ryan Dunnigan.
And we'll see you some other time.
Later, folks.